Now there's been a big epidemic with like manhwa, Korean manhwa, Chinese manhwa about copy pasting, bro. So like, dumb niggas. It's so funny for a country that be talking a whole lot about plagiarism and all of that. They sure do love copying. So my the biggest issue why the manhwa medium and Chinese medium, or I mean manhwa medium like the Chinese manhwa cannot advance is that they do not care about plagiarism, or they don't care to the point of copy pasting. Like their standards for plagiarism is so loose that if you just y'all know that when people try to avoid copyright, right? Instead of like Doritos, it's like Moritos. In Korean manhwa, they be like, "Oh yeah, that's fair game, Moritos. Yeah, that's good. That's good for me." Whereas like other people be like, "No, you're clearly copying Doritos. You can't do this." So it's like it's just a big difference with what they view as like copy paste. I mean, what they view as plagiarism. Because as long as it's slightly different, it's fair game. But that's not how it works. You're not promoting creativity by allowing shit like this to rock. Like, for example, One Piece is now the greatest selling whatever series of all time. If it operated the way it does in a Korean manhwa or Chinese manhwa, you will be allowed to write series about an East Blue, West Blue, North Blue, South Blue, a Grand Line. It'll be the big line, and then the Grand World. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you just change the words, they will let you rock. And then it's now Doofy instead of Luffy, but he now has like a different fruit. Instead of like a hat, it's like a backpack. Like this is gonna be the worst heroes of all time. But pretty much you can copy paste the world of One Piece as long as you make it different. As long as you make it a little different, they don't care. As long as you make it a little different, they legit don't mind. So because of that, because again, One Piece is very popular. So people be like, oh, One Piece is so good, I can read a story where the One Piece main character is now like a swordsman. So they read like a swordsman version, or a One Piece world where the main character is now a marine. So they read like a marine version, and like there's so many different variety and versions you can do of the One Piece world. So that's why they just pump these motherfuckers out. But no matter how many y'all pump out, it's still One Piece. Like, you will never escape the fact that it's still One Piece. You could have a Smoker the MC, Celestial Dragon's the MC, Dofi the MC. You can do whatever the fuck you want. At the end of the day, it's still One Piece. Y'all never gonna have a HXH. Y'all not gonna have a Bleach. Y'all not gonna have a Naruto. Because all y'all wanna do One Piece. You're just doing a different style of One Piece. So, I bring that up because there's like certain settings in Korean manhwa that like everybody does. They either go down like the dungeon route where like you're in Korean dungeons, right? Like solo leveling, dungeons spawn up and then you enter the dungeons, fight, you level up. There's of course entering a video game, that's fairly popular. There's the high school bully gang manga where you're in a district, there's like gangs and bullying, yada yada yada. There's of course the fantasy world where you're in like the European eccentric, like there's dukes and counts and all of that, and then like that world. I mean that's more like soldier manhwa romance. And of course like the tower ones where you're climbing up a tower and stuff like that. There's the zombie apocalypse one. You're in a setting where, and there's always zombie crystals. There's always the fucking zombie crystals that give you powers. So there's the zombie crystal one. So there's like maybe 8-9 settings. Not like I list them all, but I'm missing like 2 or 3. But there's like, oh yeah, there's like the Murum world, cultivation Murum. Yeah. And then there's also like some like mixes between them. Like they might mix like cultivation and like dungeon in a way, where it's like there's still dungeons, but yeah, exactly. So, my thing is that if we were to sit here and name every setting that entered just Weekly Shonen Jump, we can list at least like maybe 30 times what we just listed. Because modern Jump right now, like there are not a lot of copy settings in Japanese manga. You're not allowed to copy settings. Unless it's a Sekai. A Sekai is the only exception. A Sekai, you can copy the fuck out of a Sekai. And then that's the issue why a Sekai is looked at as one of the worst genres. But at the end of the day, it's still just a genre. Korea is the whole medium. Your whole medium is a Sekai. Is that not a problem? So my thing is that once you read a few good Sunjin manga, a few good enter a game manga, a few good cultivation manga, a few good mirror manga, a few good academy too. I forgot about the academy. There's like Hero Academy, Action Academy, shit like that. A few good of those joints, a few good you've read everything. Whereas like with like a manga, right? There's definitely similarities, but not to the point where it's copy paste. Like if you've read One Piece, that is not Naruto. That's not Bleach. That's not Kagabachi. That's not, Hitman Reborn. Like reading One Piece won't like allow you to understand all these other stories because it's different. But if you read like a Solo Leveling, you gotta like 40%. You'll kind of already know. Oh yeah, I've absolutely. But I'm talking about tropes though. Japan has to use motifs like this X manga every decade, and you never see Jones or so. Exactly. That's fact. Yeah, Liz, like that's true. I'm not knocking it. I'm not because you can have genres like that, cool. But I'm talking about those where it's like, where my main thing is more so the tropes. Like with a lot of cultivation series, they all do the same. Like we post memes all the time. They all do like the same kind of tropes because those tropes work. Or they introduce like with like systems. All the systems kind of work the same. Damn, you don't need systems, bro. So it's like they just do a lot of copy pasting. So yes, they can have similarities, but you can definitely be more creative with it. Where it's like one to one with story be yes, it's like I remember people be like there's just one Solo Leveling clone. People like, oh, this is way better than Solo Leveling. I read it and like they weren't necessarily wrong, but it was the same shit. It's the same thing. God fucking damn, bro. Is this all y'all can make? Golly, do something else. So it's like it just gets annoying where all y'all do is copy paste. And even with the romance, oh god, even the romance copy paste, the same fucking tropes every fucking time. Whether it's the runaway trope, they misunderstand the same way. Is either like secretly the secret identity, secretly the princess. Yeah, Sage, like my thing is Sage, once somebody reads SS Class Survival Hunter or whatever, right? They've read all of like. There's no need to read another one because you done read all the other series. Because if you talk about like good manhwa, right? You be like, oh, SS Class Survival Hunter, and then you post like other manhwa within that genre. But once you read like the best version, you basically read everything. There's no need to read the other ones. That's not how it works for other mediums. Just because you read like the best one, that don't mean it relates to the other ones. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, for example, with like Faded, right? Faded is easily the best of that like subgenre, but at the same time, like yeah, but once you've read Faded, you don't need to read any other genre because I've had eras where I read a lot of series like Faded, all do the same shit. Faded just does it the best by far. They again trying to like the daughters of luck, trying to like separate them and yada yada, try to like sneak. Faded just does it way better, but like once you've read Faded, you deadass don't gotta touch any of these series, bro. Deadass, like it's just a worse version. It's just be feeling like the artist just wanna be put on rather than yeah, exactly. And Rain, the worst part is, I remember I wanted to like dabble in like web novel writing, right? And then they had this competition to like write like a story about some, right? And then I had my little soft jump. Then I wanted to enter another one just because I was like, okay, this is like not a bad way to pass time. Then they had 5 premises. I must pick one of the 5. It was like the usual romance joints, like werewolf, the werewolf story, uh the spoiled daughter story, where like where like the family, you have all like goats in your family, like your uncle's the strongest X, dad's the strongest Y, mom's the strongest Z, older brother the strongest A, younger brother the strongest B, cousin the strongest X. They all love you to death, and you're like number one. So even though the girl don't really be doing nothing, but her family is like number one of all time, and then they all spoil the fuck out of her. So whatever she wants to do, they just get it done. So it's like that kind of story. Then there's the fake Harris story, whereas like parents will either adopt, like they'll adopt like a girl that wants to steal the identity of like the real daughter, and then you have to like fight them off or some shit like that. Evil sister stories. It just be petty, but my thing is that they are forcing you to pick one of these. Bear in mind, there's already hundreds of stories on each of these premises, so you just have to keep doing the same shit. Like they're literally advocating for new writers to do the same thing that's already being done. They didn't want to see you do it in a different way. Why not just do a different premise? Let's just dabble into new territory. Why are we doing the same thing? And that's why, to me, manhwa will always be behind. Always. Because even though it's it's very easy to get through manhwa, so I like reading it. But I can't pretend like it's not all the same shit. All the time. It's like, facts, because they know what makes money. As long as you tweak a little bit, make your system a little different. Oh, in Solo Leveling, the system is blue, but this one is red. Y'all starving this bad? No way, bro. Like, I gotta make sure these people eat. There is no way this is all it takes. Like, nah, bro. So I just be getting mad. Because, again, I don't think some of these genres are even bad. Like, a good mirror manga will always make your day. Good cultivation manga, cool. But at the end of the day, they do a lot of the same tropes. Broken engagement trope. They sleeping on you, but you secretly the goat. You're pretending to be weak when you're secretly a top tier. The like they'll have like, well, yeah, I won't go through harder tropes, but yeah, they're just like, I don't know, bro. It's like, I feel like if they are being pressed to be more creative, then like you would get more creative shit. But yeah, you get more creative shit. So yeah, the fact that I don't even think, again, like I mentioned with like when I was doing that web novel thing, they're not even pushing for more creative stories. They want everyone doing the same thing because they know what makes money. As long as you do slide in some system slop, slide in some, sword saint, the same names, the same moves, the sword Dao, the same. It's like, I don't mind it being there, but you can make new shit or approach it in a different way. Yeah, but I feel like we can handle both. Like, I feel like both matters. Like, there's nothing wrong because, like, again, manga has isekai. It's not like manga don't do the same thing. The isekai genre is all copy paste as well. It's all copy paste. But at the end of the day, it's just a genre within the medium. Whereas like with manhwa, it's more widespread than just a genre. It's not like it's just one genre that's copy pasting. It's like everybody's copy pasting. But like you said, execution does matter, but new premises matter too. I feel like they should be diving into more new shit. Y'all don't need to just be doing the same thing. All the action stories gotta be system. All the action stories gotta be Miram. They gotta be cultivated. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing a Miram story. But if you look at like the top manhwa, how many of them have its own unique premise? Like a premise that was not you've never seen before. Because that's how it works with like novels and some movies and some games and some manga. Whereas like you can see a premise you've never really seen before. But with manhwa, I can kind of tell where these stories will go. It's just their execution, like you said. Western comics really be in the Wild West. There's variety, but the other genres don't get the same exposure as cape shit, fantasy, and horror. Hey, so yeah, I'm not too tapped into what's going on in the comment section, but um, yeah. So Manhwa gotta do better. It gotta do better. Cause even with the romance, it's either like I mentioned, it's either somebody stole my identity, like yeah, someone stole my identity and I'm trying to get it back. You know, like they're getting the fake Harris, you know, fake daughter. I'm the real daughter. I'm not the fake daughter. Head ass. Um, reborn. You know, I got killed. I got finesse. I'm reborn. I'm not trusting nobody. Shit like that. Enter in a book. Whatever. Enter in a book. Um, trying to become like the empress or the. Yep, exactly. But again, Rain, what I'm getting at is with manhwa is so widespread, it's ridiculous. Because when like again with manga isekai, it's you can see isekai tropes a mile away. Someone entered the second, okay, this gonna happen, that gonna happen, this gonna happen, that gonna happen. It just depends on how they do it, but that's a isekai the genre. Whereas like with manhwa, like for example, Battle Shonen, you cannot get away with making a One Piece world in Battle Shonen. No other manga that would exist will have a Soul Society. It's not possible. If you attempt to publish a manga with a Soul Society, they will get you the fuck out of here. That's not how it works with manhwa. You try that with manhwa, as long as you change the name, we good. Soul Reaper's wearing blue now instead of black. All right, it's different. We good. Because like they're in their heads, oh, Bleach made a lot of money. If you do like another Bleach but it's blue, we can make money. Like that. That's how they operate. Whereas a manga, they won't let you get away with a One Piece world, a Hunter world, a Naruto world, a Bleach world. Like you're not getting away with that. That's copying. They won't let you get away with that. Not how it works with manhwa. If you look at the best manhwa out right now, there's a copy of it. I promise you. The copy probably won't be better, of course, because it's not in that list of like the best manhwa. But there is a copy of whatever best manhwa you would name. You can go to most popular manhwa, any list, top 10 manhwa, whatever it's in the top 5, top 10, you can look through it. There will be copies, a whole lot of copies. Like what Sage mentioned before with the SSS class revival night Hunter, you will not believe how many copies of that shit exist. Whether it itself is a copy, but just did it better than the predecessors, or the copies came after, doesn't matter. There are copies of it, 100%. Faded got copies. Even the mirror manga, y'all got. I mean, of course, it's a setting, but yeah, it's like there's just copies everywhere. You cannot advance as a medium unless you are trying to expand, because you don't gotta necessarily be like we are never easily, bruh. It's like they're so scared to do something new. Like for example, the idea of systems, not the worst concept of all time, but everybody does it. Like get basically a system is akin to like in the sekais when you get reborn to another world. It's like the like that supreme being that gives you like a power or some shit. That's like the system version. Like in the sekais, almost all of them will go through that whole okay, this is the power I got for being reborn or whatever. Like they'll have some weird shit like that. And manhwa is like that's like the system. Like you just gotta have that type of shit. You don't. You legit don't. You could just have a power system. Wow, a power system? Yeah, you could just have a power system where you get strong through just growing in power. You don't need a system that just injects you with cheat codes. You don't need that shit. But yeah, so it's very annoying when a medium with a lot of potential. Because again, I've enjoyed a lot of manga. I still read manga to this day. But I can't pretend that what I'm reading is not just slightly better executed slop that I've seen before. Even the best joints, like I'll read like a manga or a manhwa that I think is a bit different from the rest, and then eventually they start doing the same thing, or they just trick me. It's not that good. What a concept. Yeah, so man, Mama, bro, y'all never going. Y'all not going nowhere. But I'm not going to lie. I think Mama will forever just have a cult fan base. Of course, Koreans gonna fuck with it. That's their shit. But like, I feel like when we're talking about GOAT series conversation, you will never see Manhwa in any like just like in mediums in general. Let's just talk about the best series that just exist. You're not seeing Manhwa that shit because these Manhwa authors do not want to branch out. Bro, it's crazy. I remember in Tower of God, they had one like tower survival, tower ascension of the lords, or I'm like, you're so petty. Are you kidding? What the fuck is this? Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I would say maybe Kubera. I don't think there's too many Kubera copies, if any. I feel like Kubera kind of like stands out in that. But like, I could be wrong too, because these mama niggas are petty. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone tried to copy that shit. But, yeah. Very shameless. Very shameless. I don't like it. Manhwa, y'all gotta do better. Y'all absolutely gotta do better. Y'all are shameless. This copy paste shit is not cool. It hasn't been cool for a long time now. Especially the tropes too. If all y'all gonna write your female characters the same, what's the point? They don't go through nothing different. Same misunderstandings, same dynamics, same everything. Golly. And all the villains are the same. Bro, you know what? I just... Yeah, it's just nasty, bro. I don't like that shit. So yeah, I like my stories with a bit more intriguing premises and all that. And that's also why I think I still gravitate towards like manga just being just the better medium, just because manga just takes itself more seriously. Like it's just that simple. It takes itself more seriously. There you go. It's like, dang, there's still manga that exists that I can be like, yeah, as a story, this is up there. Just as a story. Not for manhwa. Till this day, I still don't got a manhwa I'll put that high. Because for me, it's just like, this is good for a manhwa. Like, I gotta put that filter on it. For a manhwa, this is pretty good. For a manhwa, oh, this is some good shit. For a manhwa. Like, you gotta put that filter on it. Because even like the best manhwa right now is like, they're still doing the dungeon shit. They're still doing the reborn. I'm like, damn, like, you really don't got your own power system. You're kind of doing the same tropes. It's just executed the best, but it's not as creative as it could be. Yeah, exactly. Kubera, yeah, you're right. Kubera's the exception. Kubera's fantastic. I still got to catch up. Kubera do not need that filter. You are correct. You are correct. But that shouldn't be the only one. Or at least one of the few. It should be like a decent, like, okay. Or at least it shouldn't be that many with the filter. You know what I'm saying? It's like, once you start seeing, especially the naming, golly. Like, even when, again, with the Sage, the SSS classroom, like, even that name sounds like it's just some copy-paste shit, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. That's the name you come up with, bro. How am I supposed to take this series seriously? You can have that, bro. You can have that. I've kind of read a series like that. I think that one's also well executed, but like, yeah, that one's probably well executed, but I've kind of seen that premise though. So, and for every one you name, you can name 100 that doesn't do that. So it's like the ratio being like 1 to 100 is not good. It's not good, bro. I'm not too sure. I'm not gonna lie, and it's funny too because even the first 100, like the first like 2 decades of manga, I think there was probably more creativity within those 2 decades than like manhwa. And manhwa came way after. Because I still don't think they were allowed to copy paste like that back then. I could be wrong. It's not I did direct research. But like, I don't know. I don't read that shit, bro. I don't read that shit. Like, I don't know. Even till this day, at least manga-wise, they still don't have a copy of like Death Note. Oh no, this book doesn't, like, there's definitely parodies. Okay, all right. Even if I didn't, again, that's just 2. Like, you can name your 3rd one, 4th one, 5th one. I can literally score down like Hari manga, whatever. I start pointing at so many copies. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, even 10 series really not gonna save. It needs at least dozens. So it's like, it's what it is. I know you gonna cape, but big dog, I'm sorry, bro. You're gonna be like recent updates. Scroll through. You're gonna see the most copy pasted lineup of all time. Bro, hey, bro, Rain, you not even lying. You not, they try to do it a little different, bro. Every time. I'm not even gonna lie. Not that extreme though. Not that extreme. It is what it is. It is what it is. And they do love that whole like top tiers pretending to be Like weak? I hate that shit. Like you strong as fuck. Why are you like um yeah, so yeah, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, that whole top tiers being weak and elite trope, you just not culture. Nah. Wait, being weak? Nah. I'm talking about pretending to be weak. Like I'm talking about like you are strong as fuck, but you're pretending to be a broke nigga. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like if like Kaido was to like disguise as like a old beggar on the street, be like, hey guys, I'm poor and broke. Nah, bruh, no. It could be a funny trope, definitely not elite. Hell no, hell no, absolutely not. Cause the thing is, like, I remember you're telling me about that one about that like teacher that pretended to be like he was like low key like the strongest in the verse or like one of the strongest, but like they didn't know that, so they were disrespecting him because they thought he was weak. But like he was secretly, then he got mad at them for not respecting him when he didn't even give. Like, bro, I hate this shit, bro. I hate this shit, bro. It's so corny. It's so corny. Man, exactly. At least copy some guys. I'm not gonna lie. Nah, Liz, you on your own with that one, bro. Yeah. There's definitely some gems that shine through. But yeah, I'm never going back like that super top tier that can like solve the problems that they're experiencing. But they're like, no one's respecting me. Everyone's so rude. Shut up, you like the emperor, my nigga. Like, what are you doing pretending to be broke, torn up jeans and shit? Like, what? Talk about like he be begging on the street. You know you can beat everyone's ass. Like they just watch crime that they can solve so easily. They just watch that shit. And it's like, as long as they don't putter me, we good. Then you know the villain gonna be like, oh y'all pussy. And then the strong nigga, yep, I'm pussy. True. And then he just like, nah, you over there, that broke looking nigga. Yeah, you pussy, blah blah blah. Now I just alright. I wanted to mind my business, but I'm tired of people talking to me like this. And then they go beat that nigga's ass. I'm like, dude, if you just expose your identity, we good. That all right, bruh. Like, all right, bruh. Like that was literally was. What are you talking about? Like characters just like strong characters being humble. Like that's fine. If you're strong as fuck and you're just humble, you're not really flexing your power and shit. Yeah, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. Pretending, like, because if you're humble, that's just part of your character. Yeah, you're strong, but like you're not like pretending to like be someone you're not. You're just a humble person that don't really flex your power. Like that's fine. I have no issues with that. I'm talking about like strong motherfuckers that like are actively like basically like hanging out with weak niggas, but then be mad when weak niggas or but be mad when they are treated as weak niggas. Cause like someone who would never step to you ever, things that you're like an easy lick, tries to go against you because they think you're weak. You're like, I'm not secretly weak. I'm not weak. I'm secretly a top tier. Then you beat their ass, and then that's like a lesson. Like, all right, bro. Yeah. All right, so we on the same page. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, I'm not talking about like the humble niggas that are like, hey, I don't really want to live like this, like top tier. Yeah, I've seen those stories where like they don't enjoy the lifestyle of like dominating the world, only at the top type shit. So they try to take a little. Okay, yeah, I read some good shit about stuff like that. Not the like I'm weak as fuck, or I'm pretending to be weak as fuck, but y'all gonna respect me though. Why would they respect you? Just drop your title, then they're gonna respect you. Oh no, but I don't want to. Why not? Because I want them to doubt me so I can flex on them later. It's just corny. What the fuck is this, bro? See, and again, with so many series being like that, it's just annoying. It's just annoying. Yeah, see, that's way different. That's such a specific niche. That's like, yeah, like that. That's fine. For me, that's not really like pretending. For me, pretending got a way worse connotation. That's you just grinding and like you just being locked in for your goals. That's way different. Because in my like what I was going for is that like the conflicts you're experiencing could be solved if you expose your identity. In those contexts you're talking about, Liz, being strong doesn't actually solve the problem. So like they commit to the weak bit and all of that because it's for their goals. Like that's different. I'm talking about them niggas that like you just exposing yourself solves the problem, but you don't want to. Get the fuck. Get the fuck. But yeah, so again, Manhwa do better. Those like, oh, we got hidden gems. I gotta swim through a river of slop just to find the one non-ass. The one non-ass. I gotta swim through all this slop? You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Yeah, so it's what it is. I feel like if they just felt more comfortable branching out, the metaphorical chain. um, that's true. I feel like if they were open of just doing, like for example, if we had to like for example, Liz, if you had to like name top 10 manga power systems and top 10 manhwa power systems, do you know how much more difficult it becomes to think of like genuine great power systems in manhwa? Not saying they don't exist, but like a lot of them are so blended. Because if you look at like the best series out there, they do whether it's like systems or like if I say unique, like power systems that are not copied, right? Original power systems. You will not find this in any other story, even within that medium. Like Shinsu, right? In TOG. Something like that. 10 of them should not be that hard. It shouldn't. But if I'm like, even like Faded, right? Cultivation and like systems. That's been done. Cultivation energy or power, whatever, cultivation techniques and systems have been done. It's not unique or original. It could be done well, but it's still not a unique or original. Okay. All right. I'm not even tapped into that. I'm not even gonna lie. I've read some though. Like if it's just like uh the scroll down, I read some of that. But yeah, my thing is that it shouldn't, like when I think of manhwa power systems, things don't even click that well. Cause they just do a lot of the same secret arts, same kind of swordsmanship, same kind of like the sword scene stuff, sword out stuff. It's like they all kind of do it. I'm like, oh, that's part of the setting. Yeah, but even if you copy the setting, can you add your own shit? Wait, which one? Ah, facts, facts. I like the Witch Hunter power system. Yeah, see that's one. Witch Hunter power system is fine. I like that. Um, but yeah, like that's what I'm kind of talking about. Because if you're talking about like very unique power systems or very unique premises, it's not easy to name like 10, 20. But with another medium that you've read a lot of stories for, it'll be easier. It'll be easier. It'll never be harder. It'll be easier. And it shouldn't be that much easier. It shouldn't. So I don't know. This copy paste epidemic, do better. Write better, do better. Nothing wrong with expanding your premises. Nothing wrong. I know execution is what matters. Yeah, but good premise matters too. Because imagine a new premise with the same good execution. Classic. It might be a classic off that alone. But no, I gotta do it like this. It gotta be this premise, bro. If it's not this premise, people not gonna watch. People not gonna read. Y'all pussy, bro. Y'all pussy. But yeah, that's never happened. I'm not the biggest fan of the whole copy paste epidemic and manhwa. I'm still gonna read, unfortunately. But I've definitely been tapped in less these days. Because I've read so many manhwa. Okay, I've reached a point where it's like, damn. When some new shit gonna drop? And I'm not even in the mood to even be like I'm talking about on like a wide scale too. Now I'm not even trying to like dig for some hidden gems because I might just do that for another medium. Freezing? That was a manhwa? I thought that was a manga because I know. Okay, freezing the manga. You be waiting for the needle to move. Yeah, just a little bit, Rain, but you know how those niggas be, bro. And the thing is, it's so funny because these Japanese mangaka, they make new systems all the time. Like they are kind of similar to something else, but it's still different. Like it's still different. Like they definitely were inspired, but it's still different though. Like you can go to manhwa, action manhwa that dropped within the past 3-4 years, copy paste. I promise you, copy paste. Whereas like for me, it's bare minimum to have an original premise. It's bare minimum. I think like that's you should start off with an original premise, but like they don't do that. Weird, but okay. So yeah, all right, that'll be about it. Again, stop the copy paste. We gotta solve this epidemic. I don't know how we gonna do that, but we have to find some way, bro. Find some way. But yeah, so that'd be it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to support the channel. Also check out the Patreon too. Links in the description down below. Get early access to more videos like this one. You get access to my Twitch VODs as well. Again, links in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I catch y'all later. Peace.